Today we get into part 2 of my interview with Tokenmetrics. Now in this video, we're going to explain exactly how you can get amazing gains in crypto in 2020. In fact, it's so easy, there's an option to basically just copy a winning portfolio with no work and no research. Of course, I always advise doing your own research, but I also understand many of you haven't been outside since your mom installed a fan in the basement. But in today's video, you're going to get a full tutorial on how to get amazing gains in 2020. Let's get it. Vimeo is the world's leading professional video platform. With easy-to-use tools, you can create high-quality videos unlike any you've ever seen before. Vimeo allows users to upload in stunning 4K ultra high definition. This isn't your grandma's video site. Learn more at vimeo.com. Welcome to BitBoyCrypto, the hardest working channel in all of cryptocurrency. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and join both my Telegram groups to learn more about crypto or to connect with me and the Bit Squad. Also, I'm giving away a whole Bitcoin, 2 Ethereum, and 2 Litecoin at the end of September. To take part in the giveaway, please visit 1btc.BitBoy.Live for details. Only subscribers are eligible, of course. All right, guys. Today, we have part 2 of my interview with Ian Balina and Bill Noble of Tokenmetrics. In this show, Ian walks you through exactly how you should be using Tokenmetrics in the optimal way. Now, if at any point during this video, you want to check out a subscription to Tokenmetrics and support the channel, you can do that at TM.BitBoy.Live. So, without further ado, here's part 2 of my interview with Ian Balina and Bill Noble of Tokenmetrics. Hey guys, we are back. I'm here joined once again with Ian Balina and Bill Noble from Tokenmetrics. Today, we're going to be giving you guys a full tutorial on what the people behind Tokenmetrics say is the best way to use it. Welcome guys back to the channel. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
We're doing great. Thanks for having us.
That's it. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to let Ian kind of take over from here and show you guys how to use Tokenmetrics.
Okay, so this is a new feature we just launched. This has been very, very popular. I mean, customers are telling us indices are a game changer. And because anybody can give you data, but nobody can really tell you what to invest or buy it or when to sell and really give you that time to value, right? So Tokenmetrics, we're different from other platforms because we're telling people, we're taking the research, doing the research for them and giving them model portfolios that they can replicate based on their investment style, right? So when you come here to Tokenmetrics, you pick your investor type. Are you a trader? Are you a value investor? Trader is somebody who has a time frame of day trading, swing trading. At most, you're basically holding a coin for 1 month. A value investor, on the other hand, is somebody who typically has a longer time frame. At minimum quarterly, but typically annually, 1 year or longer, right? It's basically somebody who wants long-term capital gains.
Let me ask you a question there real quick, Ian. Let me interrupt. Because a lot of people always ask me, like, what is a long-term hodl for me? And I really, I've actually gotten to the point recently where I don't think that's a real thing. Like, if you long-term hodl, to me, you're saying, like, okay, we don't believe Bitcoin's ever going to cycle again. Like, don't you think at some point, like, we'll have a top to the market and it should make sense for you to cash out everything?
Yes, right. So actually, this part Bill has covered deeply on our channel in terms of active portfolio management. Bill, your thoughts?
Right. So, yes. So when you have a market in general like crypto, which what I call a free market, and particularly since it's really fast moving the way like commodities are, you're right. You can't just, it's not a mutual fund. You don't just sit on it. Mm-hmm. Even if you are a long-term hodler, you're going to have to do at minimum 6 trades a year, right? You don't want to be holding Bitcoin and have to deal with a correction from 11,000 to 7 or 4, right? So you're going to have to know when it's time to make those trades or make those hedges where, you know, you move from, you know, a coin or a group of coins into cash. So you're right. The hodl forever is not coming back. You got to do 6 trades a year. And the way some people trade, you may have to do 6 trades a month, or in other cases, 6 trades a week. One of the things that I've been telling our audience is that this market changes every 2 days. Like every 2 days, I have to sit down and say, okay, what indicators am I looking at? What's working, and what do I have to do next? So I completely agree with you.
Love it.
Right. Now to kind of add to that as well, one thing to factor in is your psyche, right? Because while active portfolio management does make sense, some investors don't want or don't have the time to be trading in and out, right? So with our platform, we basically try to cater to everyone, right? But in terms of the best performance, it is having an active portfolio approach, right? So for instance, you come in here, let's pick trader investor type, let's pick time horizon, let's pick monthly, and investment style. So the options for traders, we have weighted, technical analysis, and price predictions. So weighted is basically taking a balanced approach. So taking our ratings that we covered earlier and basically putting a portfolio around that. But let's say you're a trader who wants to focus purely on TA. We also have an index just for that. But right now, the best performing index is the price prediction, right? So if we go down here and just submit, it goes through and it pulls that index up, and it basically tells you our top 10 coins to build a portfolio based on our AI models for price prediction, right? So ever since we launched, so these indices launched in April, the price prediction index has blown everything else out the water.
Wow.
Right? I mean, so the AI is really working. And right now, so it's actually very interesting. So this model is able to adapt. And this month, entering into August, it was somewhat on the sidelines. So half the portfolio was in cash. So basically it took profits because it was expecting Bitcoin to possibly rally. All right. So as a hedge towards that, it basically had half the portfolio in cash, basically via stable coins, and the other half in high pick altcoins. For example, Chainlink, Matic Network, Chiliz, right? So all these other alts have basically done pretty well. So coming down here, we have the performance of this index versus Bitcoin. Bitcoin has pretty much kind of been almost flat. I mean, Bitcoin has been moving, but versus the actual index, right? The ROI is not quite as large, right? So basically right now is alt season. It's not being used to people at the moment. And then going down here, we have the holdings of each index, right? So investors can come through here and either model this index or just choose which ones they like based on based on its portfolio. So for example, going here, we have the prediction for the next 1 month based on growth. So for example, our models were predicting Chainlink to have about 35% growth. Chainlink is crushing that with over 100% returns. Now, Chainlink is doing well. Chiliz is doing well. Matic is doing well. Then down here, we log all the trades it's making. Right? So anytime it buys something, it logs it here. Anytime it sells and takes profit, it has that here.
Oh,
right?
I see.
Yeah, right. So this is just for price prediction. We have over 14 indices. So let's say you're a hodler and you want to hodl for 1 year or longer, right? So the best index for that typically is the balanced. So I just update that. It will go through based on our ratings once again, build a portfolio based on that, right? And here it also has the returns. So investor annually balanced has the best returns thus far. And top 10 hodls for 1 year or longer, in our opinion, are Matic, Ethereum, Neo, Binance, Cardano, Musico, Bitcoin, Dash, MakerDAO, Cosmos, right? So without having to go through and do research in less than 1 minute, we've given you a good portfolio for a hodler.
Yeah.
Right. Now, all this is available to everybody who joins Tokenmetrics, whether you join on the hodler plan or on the investor plan or the pro plan. Now,
Awesome.
now let's say you want to add price predictions. So that's available for the investor plan and the pro plan. So if you go to Tokenmetrics, right, this is kind of our version of CoinMarketCap, right? But we're different in the sense that we're giving you ratings and rankings. So as mentioned, we have rankings for trader and value investor. So trader is somebody who has a very quick time frame to trade, and value investor is somebody who has a longer time frame, right? So somebody can come here and say, okay, what are the best cryptocurrencies based on our code reviews?
Well, let me ask you a question real quick as we're looking at this. I've wondered this before when I've been looking through. You see the predicted growth, right? And you see right now, Blockstack is coming in at, basically number 3 on the list right there, but it's negative 17% growth, but then you have Matic down there, which, is almost 1% to the positive, but yet that's ranked below block stack. How does that ranking, the ranking system right there kind of work? Because it seems like there's like some contradictions between the predicted growth and the the rankings. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, great question. So we have different models that test different things, right? So the prediction model only looks at price. So it only looks at past pricing history, basically the charts, and it tries to predict where it's going, right? Then for overall grade, that factors in fundamentals, technology, and the monthly TA to come up with one single grade. So that does not factor in price predictions. Now, in the future, we may kind of merge the two, but right now, they're two totally different models, right? Okay. So they're two totally independent models. And we are open to feedback from customers, right? So kind of as mentioned, we now kind of are exploring possibly adding sentiment analysis, adding quantitative metrics, and possibly even the price prediction into the overall grade.
Okay.
Right. So kind of as mentioned, this is only looking at these three, right? Fundamentals, technology, and TA. This was kind of just added there to kind of give people an idea of where it could possibly go. But the issue with this, right, is because price prediction is more of a short-term signal, right? Yeah. So if somebody has a longer time frame, you can't really use price predictions for that, right? So kind of as mentioned, so if somebody wants to find the best projects based on technology, just come here and do that. If you want to find the best fundamentals, or if you want to find so the way I would use Tokenmetrics, this part is, let's say I want to find a good trade, right? I would come here and say, okay, only show me cryptocurrencies that are bullish or very bullish, apply that filter, right? And now it's basically giving you cryptocurrencies that are very good to trade, that have good fundamentals, right? For now, just kind of ignore this, right? So for example, actually, our models are very bullish on gold, right? So maybe adding gold to your portfolio through Pax Gold is a good hedge, right? Gold has basically gone over 2K, right? Now, if we delve deeper into the actual price predictions, so this is probably the most used feature outside the indices. So we're able to go through and actually looking just purely at price, not fundamentals, not code reviews, just purely at price, predict in a rolling 30-day basis where we think the price is going to go, right? So our models, for the most part, have been very close in terms of tracking the actual price of Chainlink over time. And that's why Chainlink was in both our weekly and monthly price prediction index this month. And Chainlink has basically been on a tear. But our model is actually now kind of calling a possible top on Chainlink prior to possibly correcting. Now, one thing to clarify, so these price predictions, they're constantly updating with new price data. So for instance, right now it shows Chainlink could drop possibly as low as $12 to $13. But if Chainlink ends up going on a rally, we'll then take those new 2 to 3 days worth of data, we'll update the predictions, right? Because it's constantly going in the future, right? So 1 week later, we'll take that 1 week of data and factor that into the predictions. And this is available to anybody on the investor plan. Now, Bill, anything to add to that?
Sure, a couple things. So I want to focus on what does the data mean? Like when I sit down and use Tokenmetrics, that's what I ask myself. So example number one, we had one of our, what I would call fast moving trader indices move to an allocation that was conservative stuff and Chainlink. Chainlink was like a part of the index. So what was the computer telling us then? What was the AI telling us? It was saying that, you know, if all you did was hang out in some coins and do Chainlink, you could have a great fast moving portfolio. Now, when I thought about that, I said, oh my God, the computer is saying that Chainlink could become a monster, right? Something that doesn't dip, something that could have a market cap bigger than Ripple, right? Mm-hmm. It could just go and go and go because that's what the AI is picking up on. And then when I look at the Chainlink charts and I see it doesn't dip, I was then wondering, which segues into the next point, right? If institutions have to get involved, let me say that one last word, have to. Like when we say FOMO in crypto, it's because something 20x'd and we kind of giggle and take profits and, then we go car shopping, right? Or sometimes FOMO means people all bought the top and, that's a double giggle, right?
Yeah.
But in the institutional world, okay, FOMO, the fear of missing out, is paralyzing. So when I look at, say, our quarterly portfolios or our annual HODL portfolios, the bigger coins that would show up in those portfolios, they haven't really moved. So if some head of trading at some hedge fund comes down and looks at a trader and goes, "You're involved in crypto, right?" Well, these big funds, yeah, okay, they can get in the bigger coins, which, oh, by the way, aren't moving. Okay. What's moving is the DeFi space.
Yep.
And this is a huge theme in bull markets, that the things that rally the most are the things that no one owns. Now, your audience, our audience is involved, but the bigger guys are sitting there looking at this happening going, "Oh my God, how do we get involved?" And the more it happens and the higher it goes, I mean, can you imagine institutional money coming into DeFi? So I went from seeing Chainlink become a monster, from that, that fear of like losing your job or your fear of your hedge fund underperforming, right? If you apply what I saw from our AI in Chainlink, and then you take that all the way down to where big altcoins are almost like your dad's crypto now, right?
Yeah.
It's like, so institutions can't get in. And if all of a sudden they decide that they have to, that could be a 2021 phenomenon. So you could have a fourth quarter in some coins. And again, I'm going to, I don't know which ones. Chainlink might be one, where you have primal fear of missing out driving price action that would even shock us, because in 2018, right. So, this is a situation where the little guy may have an advantage over the big guy, is how I would wrap it up.
Well, so people say I'm a big guy, so I don't know. Maybe I need to lose some weight. But awesome, guys. Well, Ian, I guess the last question I'd have for you, I mean, this tutorial has been great. I think really it's shown you got two different ways you can really use Tokenmetrics, is what it boils down to. You can either use it plug and play, where you basically have everything done for you. You just go and pick the coins, you make the trades like it says, or you can get into the research a little bit yourself. I opt for that method because it's a little more fun, than just going down. I'm more interested in what's fun for my audience, not what's making me money and things like that. I certainly do like making money. But, you got those basically, two options for you to use. But, Ian, what would you say if you were to wrap Tokenmetrics up into one thing and say, this is the reason why you need to get involved in Tokenmetrics? What would above all else, what would you say that would be?
I would say we help you find winning investments and filter out scams, because in a bull market, anybody can make money. But what's even more important, as Buffett says, is not to lose money, right? And that's rule number one of investing: don't lose money. Rule number two, don't forget rule number one, right? So we help you make money, but we also help you manage the risk. Because as somebody in the last bull run who turned 20K into over 5 million, I know the process of making money very, very fast in crypto, right? But I've also seen my friends, people in my network who made 100x returns, but hodled all the way up and down.
Yep.
So our platform helps you manage that risk to take profits and maximize those gains.
Absolutely.
All right. So here's how all right. Tokenmetrics can make you a one-man gang. Okay. So there's no research, you can get involved, you can make money, you can be diversified, or you can trade it cowboy style. Okay. Without a research department, without being an institution, right? A one-man gang or one-woman gang.
Love it. I think it's great. I'm really excited to see what happens, because we all know the name of the game is trying to gain more than the next guy, and in the bull market, anybody can throw a dart and make some money, but who's going to make the most money? Who's going to make the smartest decisions? And I know I'm on board with Tokenmetrics. It's not me shilling it. You guys have seen the results. There's no question. I will shill Tokenmetrics all day, every day, because the results for me have been phenomenal. I know we were talking before we went on air here. I was talking with Ian, and I said, when I was first asked to get involved with Tokenmetrics, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. Okay, whatever. Same thing I told everybody, But man, it has been so amazing. I can't even really put it into words. I mean, people can go back and watch all my picks, especially my monthly picks. We've been crushing it with Tokenmetrics, and everybody that watches this channel, that gets in on Tokenmetrics, I think will say the same thing. So thank you for what you guys have done with Tokenmetrics. I think it's been amazing, and we look forward to the growth and seeing the Tokenmetrics 2.0 when it comes out. So just once again, thank you guys so much for coming on the channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us on the
It's
show.
a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thanks again to Ian and Bill for coming on the show. It was a very insightful and thought-provoking interview that you will hopefully find useful. If you want to try out Tokenmetrics, please make sure to visit TM.BitBoy.Live to get your subscription started and to support the channel. But now it's your turn. Will you be giving Tokenmetrics a chance, or have you already? Let me know down below in the comment section what you think about it. Don't forget also to visit 1BTC.BitBoy.Live to enter our full Bitcoin giveaway. It might just change your life. I hope you enjoyed this video and this series and these interviews. If you did, please make sure to smash the like button and hit subscribe to become a member of the Bit Squad. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day. BitBoy out.